Hey, all you Dig fans, welcome back to the Team Dignitas house with KiWiKiD. How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's doing good. How you been?
I've been pretty good, but you guys have been really busy prepping for relegations up against TDK first. How have those been?
It's been pretty. We've been doing pretty well, I'd say. I smashed my finger the other day, so that kind of sucked. But other than that, it's been pretty, pretty good.
Yeah, it's a different type of practice too because you guys have been doing a lot more series practicing, like best of threes, or sorry, best of fives. Um, is there a? I mean, of course, it's more of an endurance training too in practices. But what are the big differences for you when it comes to scrimming,
Um,
like prepping for relegations versus prepping for a normal week of LCS?
there's really not much of a difference. There was a lot more time, I guess, this time, so we had more time to think about things.
Against TDK?
Yeah, against CDK or anybody else that we're playing. Um, so since we don't have to do it like a weekend to weekend basis, it's a lot less stressful, I'd say.
Even though it's a bit of a do or die situation, it's less stressful. I can see what you mean though, because you have a lot more prep time. But in the last couple of games, a lot of the hubbub around you was that you're like I think the last LCS player that's been with their original team. What's it like being the veteran? Not just like there's other veterans around, but you are the longest standing one.
It's kind of weird because I remember coming into this being the newest person. I remember being a rookie myself, and I guess I just didn't think it would be this fast to become a veteran. But it makes sense because relatively LCS is still pretty new. Like this is barely the fourth year, and so it kind of just makes sense now. But it just happened so fast.
I mean, yeah, you really you have become the face of Dig. It does must feel weird, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
And I mean, for me, when I see every time you like hover Alistar in a champ select, because of your it was that 5-man knockup blast relegations. I see you in champ select, you hover it or even you pick it, and the casters and the analysts just go bonkers about like how much of an Alistar player you are and how much of they pick it up to like a huge deal. Is it actually as big of a deal for you? Like, do you think he's your signature champion, or is that just because of that one move you made?
I think it's just because of that one move I made. I don't really consider anybody a signature champion. I kind of just play whatever's best for the team. I don't really even have a favorite, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at one point it was like maybe Annie, or at one
Yeah.
point, yeah. But I guess it does shift depending on the meta and what the team needs. Yeah. Um, and actually, one interesting little thing that I was talking about with Jesse and Raz at one point was when there are nerfs and buffs, each patch, it not only affects who is strong or immediately weak, but it also affects like other people who maybe weren't necessarily buffed or nerfed, but because their counters or the people who they were good against are changed, they're in or out of the meta. Do you think that, or like this patch, were there any people that you think were like subtly affected like that, where it wasn't directly nerf or buff, but because of other nerfs or buffs, they came to the light?
Um. Yeah, I guess Echo is probably the most prominent right now. He just got really slight buffs, I'd say, but now everybody seems to be wanting to play him a lot. And like, maybe he was just good before, but the buffs just kind of brought him into light, and people started trying him. So that could just be it.
All right, and looking back on all the past seasons you've played, all the other splits, how would you compare the split you're currently in, or like the season, to the past ones you played in, especially all these new champions, these new items, these new strategies? What's it like comparing all those?
I really like it because before there was only like three supports that were always at top. Now I feel like the support there's like probably seven things that you can play like almost at all times. So that's actually really big for a competitive pool. I remember like before it was like Leona, Thresh, Janna. That was like one of the metas, and sometimes Annie. But yeah, it keeps changing, and that's just one example. But nah, I really like support at least. I think every role kind of has a lot of things to play now. That's good.
Yeah, I remember at one point. met a long while ago. Like there's interviews where people would talk about the holy trinity of their roles, where it was always three.
Yeah, it was always three.
Yeah. But looking at the team specifically, how would you describe the team's weaknesses and strengths? This split.
I think a lot like underperformance on stage. I'd say is probably our biggest weakness, and maybe not listening to me as much. But strengths, I'd say we've done a really good job learning about a lot of things, just like wave control and when to push, and just when to back, and just resetting in general is really important. So I think we've taken like a big stride in that regard.
And I remember early on, you guys talking about how it was you and Kiri are kind of a bit of a duo, shot callers, and you'd say now that you're definitely the most the dominant voice.
Yeah, I'd probably say that.
And what do you think that moving to the next split that best of twos might do? Because you guys have, you're sitting here practicing a lot for best of fives. The next split and the summer split, it's going to be best of twos. How do you think that'll affect you guys? You think that you might be able to, although I don't want to look past relegations too much, but what are your opinions on best of twos for the team?
Best of twos, I think, is only for your EU. I think NA is only best of three.
Okay, well, I was talking, Billy and I were talking, I think it's best of twos. We're not sure. Raz, is it best of twos or threes for us? Okay, it's threes. Billy was wrong. All right, best of threes. Continue.
It's gonna be really nice because it helps you prepare for the international stage if you ever get there, and I feel like this game in general should just be best of threes, although best of ones we're still okay in my opinion, but best of threes just kind of makes sense because both sides do have their advantages and disadvantages. It's not like soccer, for example, or basketball, where it doesn't matter what side you're on, but of course in a game like this it does matter. So I guess more games on either side is important. So it's good.
And over your long career with Dig, over the seasons, what would you describe as the most important thing you've learned, or maybe not the most important, but one of the most important things that comes to mind?
One of the most important things probably is like budgeting. It's like really important in life because I never really I'd done that as much before until I moved out here. I've learned a lot just being out here about myself, and yeah, it's been a really good experience. So.
Yeah, I was thinking more in game, but no, yeah, life experience is good. Yeah, it's good too. And last question: would you rather fight 100 Teemo-sized Alistars or one Alistar-sized Teemo in real life or game? It's your choice.
Probably 100 Teemo-sized Alistars. I don't think I want to meet an Alistar-sized Teemo. So.
I mean, they're both actually pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Like all the Alistars would just pulverize you all at once, and
yeah,
but that big of a Teemo is pretty terrifying.
Yeah. Hopefully the little Alistars won't be able to knock me up because I'm too big.
Too big to carry. All right, man. Any shout-outs, any last words you want to have at the end of the interview?
Yeah, shout out to all my fans, friends, family. Thanks for supporting me all the time. That's pretty much it. All our sponsors, Alienware, Intel, Scan, Corsair, Western Digital. You know who you are. Yeah, thanks a lot.
And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out our social medias, YouTube channel, and we'll see you at relegations, and hopefully next split.
See you Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Well, yeah. I'm assuming you're releasing this before relegations.
You can assume that, yeah. Bye.
It's like think a good combination of experienced players with younger blood makes for like a really, really good team because the younger.
Oh, you're gonna pull off the right. Good play. Gets the glove.